So this is kind of what I've been doing. Went ahead and put some rock guard. You can see the textured finish here. Put rock guard on the back, basically down the center section here, to kind of mimic the undercoating that the factory would put on. But I didn't want, because I'm doing a light color the way it is, the factory color, I didn't want it to bleed back through with undercoating because of the oils in them. The rubberized coating, it still, I think, has oil in it. But I just kind of taped off and tried to mimic what the factory done, but a little bit better, because they would just reach in and spray, and I was able to make it more uniform all the way through. And then this is the actual color that the car was from the factory. It's called eggshell. But got that on. You can see I got the weld through primer on all the areas that are still got to be welded on. Went ahead and shot this inner structure. This is better than factory because they never put paint on these areas here, so just kind of got areas that I won't be able to reach once the quarter panel is on. Well, there's a big hole over there, so I've actually, instead of, I kind of lied and said I was going to jump down here, but I had been thinking about sectioning that other quarter panel on that side, but then I wouldn't be able to make it look this nice if I did that. So to force my hand, I went ahead and cut it all off. So now there's no second guessing or backing out or blah blah blah. There's, oh, just section that section out and it'll be okay. No, I don't want to half-ass it, so therefore I cut the whole thing off. We got this little section here that'll have to be patched. Not too bad. Underneath this piece is rusted out the same way that side was, and it's got a few extra little holes here. This side ain't as bad as the other side was, so it probably won't take as long. But it still has some spots that are have to be fixed. I got that piece and I got this outer piece, so now I'm going to start drilling some spot welds. Yay, yay, yay. Ain't that great? But this piece here isn't tore up like the other side, so that's one less thing I'll have to do. That section is actually part of this outer, so it will be fixed when I replace the outer. This isn't half as bad as the other side was, but still that will be replaced. The inner wheel well, it has a few spots that I will have to address which ain't that bad. It's livable. I can patch all these places up pretty easily. Overall, it's in pretty decent shape. Got a small little dent there that I need to knock out. But that's where I'm at. I'm going to start doing some drilling. If anybody wants to know, this is the stone guard that I used on the back of the quarter panel. Got it from Napa, cheap enough. It actually took pretty much a whole can to do the back side of the quarter panel. And then I don't have a gallon of clear, which I will buy once I start getting into getting the car painted. But meanwhile, it takes about a can to clear all of that and to clear the back of the quarter panel. So from the factory, they actually use single stage paint. I'm doing a base coat, clear coat. So anyways, that's the product. I'll get back with you. So when I tacked that in place the other day, I didn't realize that it was setting so low that it wasn't going to line up here. So I had to drill the spot welds out so that I could get this back up where it belongs and line back up. My fault. So now I'm in the process of taking this loose, raising this back up, and then I'll have to straighten all that back up, which is fine because all this has to be painted anyways, so it just a matter of cleaning it up. That part's done. The outer's looking great. It's my mess up by not having the quarter panel on when I tack this in place. So one step forward, one step back. I'm going to get it straightened back up. I am lined up. Got all my screws in. This is that one section that was sticking out real far that I had to put a new piece in. So you can see it's lined up now. So get this straightened back up. I'll go back. So unfortunately, I thought I'd have a lot more to show, but that one mistake that I made when I spot welded that in place without having the quarter panel on here as a reference, apparently it was too low. So it threw this off over here really bad. And I thought it would be easy peasy, but I drilled these spot welds off of the top here, thinking, you know, I could just break this loose and move it back up to where it belonged. But that didn't happen. I drilled all the spot welds out and it was just hanging on in little spots. like this little spot up here kept hanging on. There was another little spot over here that kept hanging on. So my air chisel wasn't getting it. So I ended up having to pull this piece completely out and rework it. Welding the holes back shut that I had where I welded it to the inner panel. So that was 3 hours jacking with that, but I did get it back to where it belongs, and I won't weld that in place until I make sure that my trunk lid's gonna still fit. I did pick these up off of eBay, end caps. I was kind of checking it out. It's got a screw here that's holding it out, but I got a set. It's a pretty nice set. But anyways, I don't know if you can see down in there or not, but the back of the quarter panel is all painted. I got the rock guard on it. It turned out pretty nice. That outer wheel well's painted. I didn't paint any this here. I did paint a little bit on there, but it was just because I had extra in the can. So no harm, no foul. I'll clean all this back up and weld it where it belongs. And then when I paint the trunk, I'll do the wheel well at the same time. But anyways, it is what it is. So the time I was going to spend over there on that today drilling out spot welds didn't happen for me. So all I can do is pray to God that he wakes me up again tomorrow, and I'll come out here and melt that out. Start drilling these spot welds. Get this side all taken apart. Here's that other end cap. This one's kind of beat up, and I don't know if the little quick nuts are going to come off of there. See, I got another spot up in there that's got to be taken care of. You see how good the factory put it together. Yeah, big old opening. And instead of doing anything better, they just, oh well, just throw this in there. Throw some. Yeah, I'll get it on there one of these days. There it goes. Yeah, put some seam sealer in there. That'll take care of it. But I'm working on making it nicer than that. You know, I don't want to leave no big ass, excuse my language, big old holes. But that's 1970s cars for you. They just send them down the line, and if there was a gap left, well, I'll just seam seal it. It'll be alright. But this side isn't as bad, thank God. That piece is not gone like the other side was. That lower is a little crusty, but you know, I'll take care of it. for the day. Was able to get the inside of the quarter, paint it textured. All this is painted inside of here now. Quarter panel is on where it belongs. Pretty good here. Nice fit up in there. Nice fit there. That's that. Like I say now, night night.